Welcome to episode 38 of The Weekly Planner. I'm David Monroe, CCIM, your host for this show, and I'd like to ask you a little favor. Wherever you're listening to this podcast, if you're listening to it on my website or on Facebook or on LinkedIn or YouTube or even Google Play Music or iTunes, do me a favor and please like and share this episode and get it out there so we can help other people be accountable for their goals and get more people to help me be accountable to my goals. Also, if you don't mind, please leave a comment on any of those channels, whether it's the website or any of the social channels, and just let me know how the last 6 weeks of episodes have been for you, if this is working out, or if you'd like me to change something. Your feedback can really help me, help you, move all of us forward. So I'd like to talk about, I know you guys have heard quite a bit about my water pipe issue in my home. Well, we finally got the contractors in last week to give us when they're going to come in and finish all of the flooring that was destroyed and the walls and everything else from that damage. And that being said, it looks like we're moving into a hotel for the next 3 weeks starting Wednesday of this week. That's going to put a really big monkey wrench in my program, but we will get it figured out. I'll get it on my weekly goals so that I can adjust for whatever inconvenience that may be. They are paying, the insurance company is paying for my whole family to go. They are giving us 2 hotel rooms, so my wife and I will be in one hotel room, and the other 3 kids will be in the other hotel room, along with all 3 of our dogs. It's going to be a tight fit, close quarters for 3 weeks, so it's going to be really, really interesting. On Thursday of this last week, I actually had a pretty good day. Went first thing in the morning and went and had breakfast with all the commercial brokers. We get together every week and discuss what's going on in the market, any needs we may have, any listings, things like that, any announcements. So had breakfast, had that meeting. That flowed right into the grievance committee meeting. I'm on the grievance committee for the Mobile Association of Realtors board. What that does is, in the National Association of Realtors, you have what are called ethics, and we like to all live by some kind of ethics, but we actually have written ethics for the National Association of Realtors. And if somebody violates an ethics rule within the organization, then they get brought in front of a grievance committee where we determine whether it gets moved to another board for further review and maybe even a hearing to see if they might have violated something. So we had that meeting that morning, and then I drove into southern Mississippi and just started touring a bunch of properties. Had a seller that I've become real good friends with. Buyers from Miami flew in, and we toured about 6 properties from a couple of different owners and just had a good time. It was a good day. I finally got back to the house around, I think it was around 5 p.m. And then got to work on my 30-day challenge stuff. So speaking of the 30-day challenge, that has been a challenge. This last week was all about building the actual structure of the funnel itself for getting that marketing message to the public. And there is a lot to that. I have about 13 pages in my funnel, and I had to go and build all those components. And I've got them all built structurally, and I've got about 90% of the way complete, but I still need to go in and create 2 of the email lists. I've got 1 email list built out, but I have to go in and actually create the copy for each of those emails and still have to build out the other email sequence. So that's been a bit of a challenge, and this week we're getting into actually driving traffic to the initial page where we start to collect those leads. So it's been really fun. I've learned a whole lot about marketing that I had no idea about, including the psychology of marketing. I think more importantly, so far, and again, we've got this last week, we're in the final week now of the 30-day challenge, we'll see if anything can top the psychology of marketing. That was really, really insightful for me and had my big aha. So last week I attempted to contact 125, or last week I had set my goals to attempt to contact 125 prospects to sell off-market inventory and find new opportunities. I said that I would complete all the tasks assigned from the 30-day challenge, that I would publish 7 Facebook Live episodes, and that I would lose 2 pounds. Well, here were the actual results. So by the end of the week, I had actually only made 44 contact attempts, talked to 19 decision makers, which ended up being a huge ratio. It's let's see, let me go back. It is a 43% ratio, which I think that's a little misinterpreted, because a lot of those contact attempts were follow-ups. They weren't new contact attempts, so I think that's what drove that ratio up so high. I talked to 19 decision makers, and again, most of those were decision makers I'd already spoken to in the past. Scheduled 3 new appointments, held 11 appointments, didn't sign any contracts or had any closings. Although I can say we are very, very close to getting a contract signed on one of the portfolios, so that's pretty exciting. So I basically completed 90% of all the tasks assigned from the 30-day challenge, and I worked on it until midnight last night. So if you hear a little less of a tone in my voice, it's because I'm really, really tired. I didn't get to bed till midnight last night. I got up at 4:30 this morning and started hitting it hard. It's actually 8:11 now. I had a bunch of stuff to get taken care of before I did the podcast episode, so the podcast is running slightly late this morning, but we're getting it done. I did publish 5 Facebook Live episodes. I did not do one on Saturday and Sunday. That's 2 weekends in a row I didn't do that. I'm going to see how that works out, but I might start actually doing those on the weekends as well. But I did manage to publish my Facebook Live episodes Monday through Friday. And the one I did, I think, on Tuesday really exploded. It did not go viral, but I ended up with over 300 views, and that's the most views I've ever had on any piece of content that I put out. And there was a lot of engagement, comments, likes, so it resonated with people, so it gives me an idea of what I need to talk about going forward. And so the one downfall is I said I'd lose 2 pounds last week, and I actually gained 2 pounds. So in the last 3 weeks, I gained 2 pounds, lost 2 pounds, and gained 2 pounds. So I've been on a little roller coaster since I lost the initial 10 pounds from the year. I'm still 2 pounds ahead of schedule for the year, and I'm going to work a little harder to try and get that weight down. I did cheat a little bit this last week, so there's no surprise that I gained 2 pounds. So what am I going to do this week? Let's plan my weekly goals for this week. Well, this week, again, I'm going to try to attempt to contact 125 prospects to sell off-market inventory and find new opportunities. I'm going to do something a little different this week. I've got a networking event coming up for the CCIM Panhandle District for our social that I have scheduled. That's on Wednesday. So my goal this week is to get 30 more registered guests for that networking event. Now, typically with these, they wait till the last minute to register, so it can become a real pain in the butt. The good news is I got the venue at no cost, and I got 2 sponsors, one for food and one for drink, so it isn't costing the district anything to hold this event. So if only 5 people show up, although I don't think that'll be the case, it won't hurt us financially. So the other thing that I'm going to do is, again, complete all my tasks for this last week of the 30-day challenge. Again, this is all about traffic, and I'm really excited about that. The one thing I've struggled in my marketing has been getting eyeballs on my marketing material. So it'll be really interesting to see how that goes this week. And then I'm going to try to lose the 2 pounds that I had gained this week and get right back to where I was last week. So my current weight right now, 254 pounds. Ashamedly so, but it is what it is. All right, so if you want to be held accountable for completing your weekly goals, please leave a comment below with your goals for this week. And, let us know how you did last week. Again, I know I pound this every single week. If you're not commenting on your goals or your successes or your failures, then we can't hold you accountable, and you stand the chance of procrastinating and maybe even not completing your goals at all. So this is for you. Please leave those comments and let us know what your goals are and how you're doing. If you want to get updates when I release new episodes or to leave comments about the show, you can go to my Facebook page at David Monroe CCIM. You can follow my YouTube channel, my LinkedIn page, and my Twitter account at David Monroe 45. Please like and share this podcast with friends and colleagues you feel would benefit from a little accountability for completing their goals. I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm telling you guys, the more we do, the better we'll get. Be sure to catch my Facebook Lives at the end of each day this week, and have a successful week. I will talk to you guys next Monday.